Welcome back to K-Nation. Laney and I decided we want to talk Wildcat basketball, so we brought in a Wildcat basketball expert.
Absolutely. Let's all welcome Ryan Gilbert back to K-Nation. Ryan, we missed you.
I missed you guys too. I don't think I've seen either of you guys since the end of basketball season, have I?
Yeah, we were missing you.
Yeah.
I missed you too.
Thank you for coming in today. I want to talk about the new Big 12. We keep talking about it for football and how it impacts that schedule, but I'm curious how you guys think it's going to impact the men's basketball schedule, because basketball is a sport where you're seeing new teams all the time, but it is just going to make a tough conference much tougher.
Sure, and all four of the new additions are solid programs, but Houston especially is one that really sticks out with just the recent success that program's had. So yeah, Big 12 is loading back up for sure.
We had some K-State fans, I think similar to last year, freaking out a little bit as we maybe got impatient with the transfer portal. I'm curious your thoughts on this K-State roster. They added a couple key pieces. They got a lot of returners that hopefully will take that next step, but they did lose Marquise and Keontae, which are big guys to lose.
Well, you go back to last offseason, and Jerome Tang took his time with the transfer portal, rebuilding that roster, only keeping 2 players from Bruce Weber's staff. And if there was anything we learned from that, it was that, hey, we need to give Jerome Tang our trust, right? Because it took a while for Keontae Johnson to commit. Bebe, Desi Sills were all kind of late guys to come in. So it took a while, but now that Kaluma's, committed, and same thing with Tyler Perry, I think the future is very bright. And if there's one thing that Jerome Tang earned, it's our trusted patience after year one.
As of right now, as the roster stands, we know they're probably going to fill those other 2 scholarship spots. Where they're at now, where do you see that comparing to last year?
I think it's probably a little bit more of the same. I'd say you don't have that Keontae Johnson, Marquise Noel level superstar, guy on your team, but Noel's going to be kind of replaced by Perry, and same thing with Keontae Johnson's going to be replaced by Arthur Kaluma. So 2 really solid additions. I don't know if they're the superstar caliber guys like those 2 are, but there's still 2 open scholarship spots to fill. Who knows what'll happen? Yeah.
Obviously, Jerome Tang proved himself in that year, and it's only helping recruiting right now. And now he just had 2 guys sign NBA contracts, so that could probably only also help recruiting more. Yeah. How many notches up do we think that's going to help this program just by those 2 guys?
A lot. Winning just helps in general. And like Glenn, me and you were down there for David Castillo, a 5-star, his commitment down there in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. And it kind of just sounds like he saw enough up in Madison Square Garden. He wasn't there, but just kind of watching that team from afar, he's like, man, what else do I need to see? So winning on the court can really just get guys to come, and a winning culture just, it grows every year, right? And you saw 3 4-star signees this incoming class, and so it just keeps getting better and better.
When we look ahead to next year, we talked about Arthur coming in, we talked about Tyler. Those are the 2 transfer portal additions. Who from last year's roster needs to, or do you think will take a big step to go from being kind of a role player to being one of the go-to guys?
To being a role player to being a star would be Cam Carter. He was more of a role player, maybe a glue guy, an anchor on the roster, so to speak. But a guy that really does need to take a step forward, who did have a really good season, is Naquan Tomlin. Right? If he wants to get to the NBA, make those jumps, he's going to have to really kind of fine-tune his game. He's got kind of the pieces there. It's just got to come together. But really, Cam Carter's the guy that's you're probably going to see a really big jump from, with the stars like Johnson and Noel gone.
I am really excited to see Naquan this year getting NBA feedback and bringing that back to the team. He's going to be a really big leader.
And they're also going to add Jarrell Colbert, who was a redshirt last year, and he's going to come in, and I think he'll get some solid minutes this year too.
Absolutely. All right, Ryan, well, thank you so much for joining us this week. We really appreciate it, and we're glad that you appreciate it just as much, because we missed you.
You're welcome.
I missed you guys too. Thank you. I'll be back here
in the K-Nation studios.
Sweet.